press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
We are discussing about the applications of the Ampere's circuital law, that any magnetic field, line integral of the magnetic flux density in air or vacuum along a closed path is numerically equal to mu naught times the algebraic sum of the current enclosed by that loop crossing through that area. So we obtained the expression for the magnetic field near a straight conductor carrying current. Using that, also we have discussed the magnetic field inside and outside a solid cylinder and also hollow cylinder, how the magnetic field varies. Now I am considering the most important one magnetic device which produces the magnetic field over a long range uniform value is a solenoid. Solenoid is nothing but a long coil of wire consisting of closely packed loops which produce the magnetic field along its axis over a long range, almost uniform. Out of the various devices are the instrument which are producing the magnetic field. The uniform magnetic field over a long range is available in a solenoid. Within the solenoid, when it carries the current over a long distance along the axis of the solenoid, almost the magnetic field is uniform. So how this is? There is a hollow ring on which we have wounded closely the insulated thin copper wire which can carry the current. Each loop of the solenoid behave like a tiny magnetic dipole. You are seeing the arrangement. Here current entered the solenoid. The winding is on this hollow pipe. So now exit from the other end. When you look into one turn, if I take the current which is in the anti-clockwise producing the magnetic field north and south, and other turn is also produces a magnetic field. That means the magnetic field produced by each one, each loop is behave like a tiny magnetic dipole, and their all vector sum gives you the magnetic field along the axis. Almost it behave like a bar magnet. When it carries the current, the magnetic field we see in the case of the solenoid is almost resembles like a bar magnet. Powerful uniform magnetic field is along the axis within the solenoid and negligible field outside. So to get the expression for magnetic field in case of a solenoid, I hope you are understood how the magnetic field arises. It can be thought of as a bar magnet with the north and south pole. In this case, current is in the direction of this. As current flows, the magnetic north pole is towards right and this end is south pole, magnetic field of a magnetic moment. Now I have to get the expression for magnetic field along the axis of a solenoid. Just cross section of this, give you the picture. Here the loops cutting across that, the wires may be appearing, this current is flowing downward and magnetic field appears to be from left to right, that is produced by the current in the solenoid. Now to get the magnetic field expression, I considered a square loop A, B, C, D, each of side X. So if I take the left hand side, line integral of B dot dl of the side AB plus line integral of B dot dl of the side BC plus line integral of B dot dl of the side CD plus line integral of B dot dl of the side DA is equal to mu naught into summation I. I taken n is the number of turns per unit length of this solenoid. Length of the solenoid is L, small n is the number of turns per unit length. But B dot dl, if you observe, for AB and CD, for AB and CD, for these two which I am mentioning, for AB and CD portion of the loop which we considered, if you observe, the length DL and B are perpendicular. B is along horizontal, but vertical are AB and CD parts. B and DL perpendicular, B dot DL becomes 0 because cos 90 is 0. Therefore, these two cancelled, AB and CD, no magnetic field at all. I given you the reason why it happens so in that. And if I considered AD for integration of B dot dl AB, AD, this portion almost 0 because B is negligible. Negligible value outside, we know magnetic field much, therefore I neglected. Therefore AD part is also removed. What retained is integral of BDL. This is only. Therefore I can write B dot dl of BC is equal to mu naught summation I. B dot dl for this theta is 0 because dl and B are in the same direction. B and dl are along the same direction, theta is 0. Therefore, I can write this as B into integration of dl is equal to mu naught into. So, how many turns are there per unit length? N. How many turns are there? That many current loops come out of this. N is the number of turns per unit length. Length of this is x. N into x is the number of currents that can pass. Nx into I. Because each turn carries current I. How many turns cross this loop is length into N. N is the number of turns per unit length. I hope you have followed this. Nx into I. All are carrying the current in the same direction. And if I substitute for this B dot dl, B magnetic field into what is the length here is a x. X cancels. What remained is B is equal to mu naught Ni. That what we derived the expression for magnetic field in case of a solenoid carrying the current within the solenoid along the axis. What is the magnetic field is given by this equation. What is solenoid explained you? A long coil of wire consisting of closely packed loops. On a hollow cylinder, insulated copper wire is wound in such a fashion that each loop is almost parallel to the one another. Thereby, when current is passed, each loop carries the current in the same sense and produce a magnetic field. Each loop behave as a tiny magnet, and in case of a loop, along the axis of the loop, magnetic field is maximum. Thereby, we see within the solenoid, along the axis, field seems to be most concentrated. To find the value, we taken the Ampere's circuital law, ACL. We written this. AD part and CD part are perpendicular, therefore their field is 0. Outside is almost field is negligible, deleted. For this it is B into dl, but integration dl is length x, B into x, mu naught into number of turns included in this length is nx into I, and finally given B equal to mu naught ni. That we got the relation magnetic field along the axis of the loop is given by mu naught ni. Is one relation that on the basis of Ampere's circuit law I showed the relation. Relation is not important for you, but how the application of ACL taking place to determine the magnetic field of a solenoid. Now there is another relation, I am not going to derive that also for this concern. Magnetic field, one equation already we have this. Another equation I can write mu naught ni by 2 into cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2 is another important relation we are using to find the magnetic field along the axis of the solenoid. The same length L, but theta 1 is 1 and theta 2 is from the same side we measure here. So if you take the angle, this is theta 1 and this is theta 2 completely. Now this is a general equation where we can measure the magnetic field along the axis of the solenoid using this. For a long solenoid, infinitely long solenoid, for infinitely long solenoid, just imagine this is the solenoid. As its length increases on either side, earlier it may be of this length, now this theta 1 and this is the theta 2. As the length goes on increases, you are seeing that this theta 2 increases. It goes to infinity means theta should become 180. As goes on increases and almost when it reaches to infinity, then it becomes theta 2 is 180. Similarly, theta 1 goes on decreases. As it reaches to infinity, theta 1 becomes 0. I think understood. We are extending the solenoid on either side to run infinity. As it goes to infinity, theta 2 becomes 180 and theta 1 becomes 0. Substitute in this relation. Well within the solenoid, inside the solenoid, mu naught ni by 2 into cos 0 minus cos 180. You know it is equal to mu naught ni by 2 into 1 plus 1 are equal to mu naught ni. So we got well within the solenoid, magnetic field at the central portion is given by this. No difference in both equations what we shown. Let us think I am considering the point at one end. The same solenoid is running other side. This is central portion. When I am shifting towards at this end. So however, theta 1 is almost tending to 0, no doubt. But what happens to theta 2? Theta 1 becomes 0, but theta 2 becomes 90 if you come to one end. If I shifted to this point, theta 1 is here itself 0, here also theta 1 is 0. But what happens to theta 2? Theta 2 become 90. In that case, if I consider solenoid at one end, so now we get mu naught ni by 2 into cos 0 minus cos 90. Answer is mu naught ni by 2. So at the end points, either left or the right end, magnetic field is mu naught Ni by 2. Almost it reduced to 50%. When we come to the one end, either side of that, well within, almost similar. So this is what solenoid, and we got the expression for magnetic field well within the solenoid and at the end points, and outside further goes on decreases. So I am showing this relation graphically. So if I show this, the distance x versus the magnetic field through the solenoid. This is the B naught I expect, up to the length of L by 4 on either side. Almost the field is constant. It remains constant up to this value. L by 4 means 50% of the length of the solenoid. Then we come to L by 2, end point. End point, almost it reaches to 50%. B naught by 2 at the end. BE is equal to B naught by 2 at the end. B naught at the center. So that is within this region, in the middle region of the solenoid, almost for the length L by 2, the field remains almost uniform. Then slowly goes on decreases further. This is the curve how for a considerable length, for the long range, to get uniform magnetic field, the best device is the solenoid. That's what given explanation in this. So for the board exam concerned, you may be asking what is solenoid, and write the expression for magnetic field produced by a solenoid, and dependency N is the number of turns per unit length and the current. Direction, follow your right hand thumb rule. Finger represents the direction of current in them, and thumb represents the direction of the magnetic field. Every turn produce the magnetic field, that gets the vector sum and give a powerful uniform magnetic field inside it. And graph shows how the magnetic field varies within the solenoid. Now this solenoid act like a bar magnet. For board exam concerned, it is one of the most important question appeared in your previous papers. An important question for 5 marks. Current carrying for board exam. Solenoid behave like a bar magnet. A current carrying solenoid behave like a bar magnet. Just consider a long solenoid. This is the central axis, coordinate is 0, 0. And this length is L plus. And this length is also minus L2 plus L, and this is the axis of the cylinder. Consider a small loop. Consider a small loop of thickness dx. This radius is r. Distance of the small strip I considered is at a distance x. Point where I am seeing the magnetic field B is at a distance a from the center of the solenoid. This is the carrying current. Current in each turn. Current in each turn is I. Let n number of turns per length of the solenoid if imagine this is a strip, this strip of thickness dx is behaving, it is a loop. It is acting like a coil of having some turns. Number of turns in the strip n is equal to n into dx, because dx is the thickness of the strip. Per unit length number of turns is n. Therefore, magnetic field at P due to the small strip of thickness dx, dB equal to, you derived in case of circular coil along the axis mu naught upon 4 pi 2 pi I. See, it is n into dx I am writing because number of turns is not n into dx. R is the radius of the coil, r square divided by r square plus from here to distance. Total here to here it is, but this distance if you measured, it is a minus x. Therefore, I can take a minus x whole square to the power of 3 by 2 from the previous equation we already derived for circular coil carrying current along the axis. Now, for as a is very much greater than x or a is very much greater than r, we can neglect these two and can write magnetic field as mu naught upon 4 pi 2 pi n I r square into dx divided by, I am neglecting x as good as r because they are very small. X is small and even r is small compared to a. Therefore, a square cancels, remains with a cube is equation 2. We got this relation. Now coming to, if this is for the entire length, magnetic field due to the entire solenoid, magnetic field due to solenoid, entire solenoid B at B equal to integration of, this I can extend from minus L to plus L, minus L to plus L, mu naught upon 4 pi 2 pi ni r square by a cube into dx. When you see this equation, all are constant for x. Therefore, I can write it out as integration minus L, this as mu naught upon 4 pi 2 pi r square into ni, 2 pi r square into ni by a cube of integration minus L to L into dx. Constant variable become, then I can write separately this integration of minus L to L dx become x ranging from minus L to plus L. That gives you the value L minus of minus L becoming 2L. This integration become 2L. Hence I can write mu naught upon 4 pi r square. If I write as a area, pi r square is area of the cross section of solenoid. So I can write 2a I into n into 2L by a cube. This is the magnetic field expression we have now here. This I can call it as a one equation as a 2. We derived something taking the equation for the circular coil having n into dx turns carrying current I. At a distance we have this, as A is very large compared to x and r neglected, and integrating for the whole solenoid from minus L to plus L, integration of dx gives 2x, running from minus L to L become 2L. This equation we have, I can write for the same, I just remove this much and show here one part. Instead of that, imagine similarly there is a bar magnet at the center, north pole and south pole, having the length 2L, here also it is 2L, and having the magnetic moment M, pole strength may be M, distance is A, what the expression you have for this bar magnet of similar nature. For bar magnet, the equation we already have, B is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi along the axis 2m upon a cube. 2m upon a cube. M is nothing but pole strength into 2L. This is equation 3. So if you see the comparing 2 and 3, if you compare 2 and 3, mu naught upon 4 pi, 2, here also 2, a cube is a cube. There is a similarity. What is M is replaced by n into 2L into AI. What is n into 2L is nothing but, I told you, n is equal to n into 2L is the total number of turns in a solenoid. Per unit length n, total length is 2L. Therefore, M is equal to NIA. It is nothing but magnetic moment of a coil, or now it is a solenoid. So thereby when you see the B equation 2 and 3, mathematically we see there is a large resemblance and satisfies that the field produced by a bar magnet along the axis at a distance, almost solenoid and bar magnet give the same, says current carrying solenoid behave as a bar magnet. That's the conclusion part. You have to write, no space here. I am saying in words that we started with, we taken a long solenoid of length 2L, center is 0, towards right plus L minus L, a small circular coil we considered of thickness dx, number of turns per unit length is n, so that total number is n. At a distance a from that, we got the equation. As a is very large compared to x and r, we written, and integration we made. After integration, we got some equation. But when I think similarly about a bar magnet, for the same distance a, we have a standard equation of this where m refers to magnetic moment of a bar magnet. When you see the equation 3 and 2, there is almost similarity. And already we discussed that magnetic moment of a circular loop is Ia. For a circular coil wise NIA. Here it is a solenoid is N into 2L IAI. That gives you the magnetic moment. There gives magnetic moment as M into 2L. That means moment is nothing but a magnetic dipole concept. In electric dipole, we are called electric dipole moment. Here magnetic dipole, solenoid behave like a magnetic dipole, as bar magnet behave like a magnetic dipole. Therefore, I can say bar magnet and solenoid both are act like a magnetic dipole, and there is current carrying solenoid behave like a bar magnet. That conclusion we have to come to. This is about the solenoid, but it is most important question asked in previous years for board examination for 5 marks. Now coming to the last one, as the fourth one is toroid. It is a circular ring consisting of large number of turns of closely wound insulated wire. Is a toroid or a solenoid bent in the form of circle that close itself end to end. If we bent the solenoid and joined, it almost appears like a solenoid. Toroid. How this toroid is? So this is a ring carrying the coil if the order of this. A solenoid is bent to form a closed ring. But there is a lot of changes in the distribution of the magnetic field we see in case of this. The current once entered at one end may be carrying the current. So this is the inner radius. This length as R1. This length is R1 from the center. And the outer layer. This length is R2. Mean radius, the field is appear to be along the axis of the toroid. These are the field lines appearing follow like this. So this is the path along which the magnetic field line exists. Mean radius is Rm. Mean radius Rm equal to R1 plus R2 by 2. Here also the magnetic field along the axis of this toroid is given by mu naught Ni. To get this also, just I can consider again from the ACL line integral of the magnetic field along the closed path is equal to mu naught times the current passing perpendicular to that is summation I. The relation. Again, n is the number of turns per unit length. If consider n is the number of turns per length, total number of turns become n into 2 pi Rm. Because here number of turns circumference of the loop. Circumference of this loop is 2 pi Rm, where Rm is the mean radius. N is the number of turns per unit length, the total number of turns available. That I can now come to this. Again B and dl if you observe. Magnetic field is along B. This is the B. And dl is also along the same line. Therefore theta between them is 0. B dot dl become B into simply cos 0 is 1. I can write dl. Integration of dl equal to mu naught into summation I. Integration of dl. Total length of this toroid. Length of the toroid is nothing but 2 pi Rm. 2 pi Rm is the length of the toroid, which is equal to mu naught into how much current is I is there, but how many turns, how many times the current threading the toroid. Current threads as many times as many number of turns, that many times the current thread the loop. Therefore I can write it as 2 pi Rm into n, total number of turns, into current. So you are seeing 2 pi Rm cancels. What remained is B equal to mu naught Ni. That we obtained here. And any field, if you want to see the point 1, the field inside is 0. Open space inside the toroid is 0. Field is only locked along the loop, along the toroid inside the coil. If you take the magnetic field outside is also 0. Only magnetic field is along the loop of the toroid exists. That is the changes we see from the solenoid to this. No field inside, no field outside, only the field along the axis perpendicular to the loops. So that is about the toroid. What is toroid means? Circular ring consisting of a large number of turns of closely wound insulated wire, or a solenoid bent in the form of a circle which can close itself end to end joint. It almost appears like a toroid, which produces a closed magnetic field, uniform magnetic field throughout the ring, and inside open space or outside the ring there is no magnetic field. That's about we discussed on toroid. Let us come to the some applications of ACL, Ampere's circuital law. So in all four, how the magnetic field may be measured in case of a straight wire carrying current, solid or hollow cylinder, even in case of a solenoid and toroid have shown. And most important one relation, that is about the solenoid carrying current behave like a bar magnet. Now the simple applications that I told you in case of Ampere's circuital law, B dot dl is equal to mu naught summation I. So this is the loop. Just I consider in this case, let us take the field as I1 and current I2 or I3, I4, I5, and it's threaded like this. And there may be field I6 outside and I7. I told already that only this enclosing area by the closed path can give you the magnetic field. It is not accounting the magnetic field produced by the outside wires. Wires are considered perpendicular to. Otherwise, I can say if this is the loop of the type, now we take that. I come to the next example. So this magnetic field, how much if asked? Mu naught into. Now threading, you see, threading is like this. Then if the point, your thumb represents the direction of current, then positive. If threading is like fingers. And if it is opposite, take negative. Threading is clockwise. Now it is into the board, but current is out of the board. Therefore, dot lines minus I1, but I2 is plus, I3 is minus, I4 is plus, I5 is plus. Suppose current same, I same in all cases, magnitude of current same, then integration of B dot dl is mu naught into minus I minus 2I plus 1, 2, 3, 3I. The final equation is just become mu naught I. Is one case shown. If the figure they give and ask you to find out the magnetic field B dot dl, that given by this. Let us take the example. The loop is held perpendicular and it's threaded like current may be flowing in the opposite direction, I1, I2, I3 of the form. Now threading is clockwise, anti-clockwise. Or if you see the full like, so magnetic field appeared outside. If the threading and see now this, if the threading is of the form and current I2 is positive and I3 is positive, I1 is negative, it is opposite. When you see like that, therefore I can write in this magnetic field B dot dl equal to mu naught into I2 minus I1 plus I3. If I is same, then it become mu naught into 2I minus I, becoming mu naught I. So that B dot dl, the angle between B and dl is most important in calculation of this. So I am coming to another example. Third one. I1, I2, I3. Now you are seeing this is the direction of the loop. Threading of the path. Current I1, I2, I3. You look into that. This is the direction, and now if I hold, it is clearly visible I1 is appear to be giving plus value. And if you hold like this is the path. Or when you look into that, it is clockwise, here anti-clockwise. It is clockwise. Again if you look, this is right, this is plus. But if you look into it is opposite. See, I3 is upward and it is opposite. Therefore it is minus. I think followed. When you hold, threading is opposite, current is direct, minus. If you hold like this, threading and current same, plus. Here also see threading and current same. Therefore I can write B dot dl, integration of B dot dl equal to mu naught I1 plus I2 minus I3. The case. Or more simple, I can say, to make you more convenient to adapt to that, this is the path threading and this is the current I. Now if you hold, now the threading of the path and the current are in the same sense. B and dl same theta 0. Therefore cos 0 is 1. Therefore I can write B dot dl gives you the magnetic field mu naught I plus. That is plus. I make to follow this correctly. Or if you take the same, if you made clockwise, threading is clockwise and current is into that. Now theta become 180, where cos 180 is minus 1 integral of this. Second case, B dot dl is equal to minus mu naught I. So clearly visible, but current is into the board, I thumb taken. Now clockwise. So it is, sorry, I and both are positive in this. If I take this, I make correction, I put the current in same. So now here the threading must be anti-clockwise B. B is anti-clockwise and current is outward. Angle between B and dl is 180 minus mu naught I. So come to the third, integration of B dl. Anti-clockwise. Current is lying. I. So it is C now. Current, thumb represents the current, fingers opposite to the threading given, that is theta is 180. Therefore it is minus mu dot I. Fourth, integration of B dot dl equal to same current into that I, but clockwise taken. Now it satisfies, this is clockwise and current is into the board. Into the board clockwise, theta is 0. Therefore it is plus mu naught I. If that is followed, what I am discussing on this can be easily followed to that. So coming to the next example. Find what is according to the ACL. From ACL. Follow those track and can be told here. Now the current is outward. Current is outward. The threading must appear anti-clockwise, but here clockwise, therefore it is negative. Mu naught into minus I for this, plus mu naught into what happens to the other. Now again you see this current is into the board. Threading should be clockwise, but it is anti-clockwise. This also says minus I2. Therefore I can write it as mu naught into, or minus, if I take out, minus mu naught into I1 plus I2 is integration of B dot dl. So we can take any number. Let us go with another. What happens in this case? See now, according to ACL, so this integration of B dot dl equal to mu naught into. Now current is outward. The current is outward. Therefore we have to select, but it is clearly visible. It is opposite, but current is outward. Therefore it is minus I1. Again you see outward. Now this is right, anti-clockwise, and also current outward, that is plus I2. And if you look, it is current is into the board, it is out like the same. Current is into the board and threading also same. Therefore plus I3. And if you look here again, the same. Plus and also anti-clockwise. Plus I4. This gives minus, this gives plus, plus and plus. So if I same, what happens? Mu naught into Minus I plus I cancels, remains with 2I. Because 3I minus I is 2I. This is the solution for that. So such questions may also appear in entrance. How this Ampere circuital law can be employed in case of JEE and NEET. With this I conclude here the magnetic effect of electric current. In the next video we start about the magnetic force on a moving charge in a magnetic field and its applications. Thank you.